Welcome to Finch Brothers Smokers Barbecue Review, where we try it before you buy it. I'm really excited today to use these Prairie Fresh Prime ribs. These are the full spares. They do have the breastbone removed, and we're gonna get these trimmed up, seasoned up, and see how they taste. I'm gonna use a few of my favorite rubs that I use on ribs, and I'll just kind of buzz through how I do it. Thank you to GPS, Golden Protective Services, for these samples of these gloves. These diesel ones are my favorite. These are the green ones. They sent me some orange ones. They actually have pretty good grip, and these things are durable. I'm going to be getting a few different ones just to, it's nice to be able to control your meat. Those little extra grips actually do make a difference, and these are thicker gloves. They do hold up well to all the different things that you need them for. But look at the marbling on this. These ribs are about as pretty as they can be. Really excited to cook these. So just gonna trim up the little edges that will burn. Trim up the flap here. Don't need that. That looks pretty good. I will take the membrane off here. Look at that, no paper towel needed. Just need these gloves. And that is good enough for me. Get these seasoned up and ready to go. I like to use mustard as a binder just because it doesn't really impart very much flavor, but it does help the rub stick to the meat. And I will always do the top side first with mustard just because I will be seasoning that last, and I want to make sure that it looks pretty. This is my favorite rub there is. I put it on literally anything and everything. It's got some good notes of pecan, sweetness, brown sugar. It's just a really well balanced, perfect rub. These have set for a little while. And they are ready for the smoker. A little more of the best. Shout out to my buddy Josh. Ribs. We're talking ribs. So I'm going to show you how I wrap my ribs. These are kind of competition style. Ever since I kind of learned how to barbecue, just take a little bit of sugar in the raw, turbinado sugar. It's cane sugar, and the reason why I use this is because it has a higher burn point than brown sugar. Brown sugar, you can see, will kind of char and burn if it gets too hot, where this is a higher melting point, burn point. And we've got the Magic Blue Bottle Parquet, and everything we're doing, I'm gonna flip these ribs down, meat side down, so they essentially get a butter bath. And this is my favorite thing to wrap ribs with. It's a little expensive, but I've had amazing results with this. Craig's Texas Pepper Jelly. This one's a new favorite of mine. It's the Peachy Peach Habanero. It has a little bit of bite to it, which is nice. And then I've got butter. I've got some Blues Hog, Tennessee Red. I got it in a nice little shooter that I got from my local barbecue store. And I'm going to be using Cheerwine for a little bit of liquid. This is a first. I've never used this Cheerwine, but it is something a friend had recommended to do. And so these have been sitting out for a little bit. I want you to see the beautiful color I got on these. These are those Prairie Fresh Prime ribs. They just have fantastic marbling, and just look at how pretty they look. Now, like I said, I'll flip these meat side down. I'm ready to eat these. And do the same thing to the back, except to the back I'm going to add a stick of butter. These are big spare ribs, so you can cut back on the butter. It'll cut back on the richness and won't kind of overdo it. Same sprinkle of sugar. And I do have honey, which I forgot to put to the back side. And I just want these ribs to get a butter bath, and that's what'll get them nice and tender. I don't really measure this, and it's probably not necessary, but I've done it so many times before that why change it? Okay, now I'm going to use maybe a 1/4 cup of honey. And those are my competition ribs. I'm going to kind of create a boat. So when I put this liquid in, it doesn't run out all over my bar here. And about that much. Don't short yourself on tin foil, because you want to make sure these things are tightly wrapped, so it doesn't leak, and you're not steaming them. You're continuing to cook these just to get them tender. And I will cook these until they get to about anywhere from 205 to 214, just so they're probe tender, and I can feel that with my Thermapen 1 that I've got. So we'll see you when these are done. Ribs are done. They look absolutely perfect. Beautiful. Got just the color I want. I have not sauced them. I'm gonna sauce them, and we will do a final video. So I have a concoction of different sauces with my own homemade brew, so to speak. And I actually did put, since I did that Cheerwine soda in the wrap, I went ahead and put it in the sauce too. So just some fun. Just make them look all pretty. Throw them back on the smoker, set the sauce. And that'll be FBS Barbecue Review Prime Spareribs. Ribs are done. Sauce set pretty nicely. Hey guys, I forgot to do a review on everything that we did. So this will kind of be a run through from start to finish, everything that we did today. So we took these USA Prime Prairie Fresh ribs and put some mustard on to season both sides of the ribs. That is, of course, after we trim them up. You saw that at the beginning of the video. And I seasoned them today with JDQ, the sweet rub, the OG, the white label rub from Heavy Smoke, Chris Schaefer's rub, as well as Blues Hog, bold and beefy. And after that rub had set on there, we ran them on the smoker around 275 degrees. Took them about 2.5 hours to get that crust set. And after that, I pulled them. And you saw how I wrapped them, everything that I used. Used rib candy from Texas Pepper Jelly Company. And used some sauce from Blues Hog, Tennessee Red. As well as some sugar in the raw, honey, and butter. After that, I pulled these ribs when they were probed tender. Poked right through, felt like butter. Then I turned the smoker back up to 275 degrees to let that sauce set out. All done. Now let's see if I can cut these without messing them up too much. So these are the full spares. Woo! Wow, look at that. Juicy, tender. That is as perfect as I could get it. I don't know if I could get it any more perfect than that. It's probably just the quality of the ribs. I mean, look at all that juice. It is phenomenal. Oh, excuse me while I eat all these. Peel that bone away. I want a too clean bone. I tell you what, that cheer wine in there, it's fantastic. It's really good. Hold on. Oh no, that's not good. You get this out.